What's up, Vikings Nation? Now, this offseason, we heard that there was going to be no contract extension for Kirk Cousins, at least at this time for this year. However, things could change. We could potentially extend Kirk Cousins, at least in the near future, maybe at the end of the season. And that all comes from an article I read on Vikings territory where it basically laid out that adofo-mensah and Kirk Cousins' representatives have had some good dialogue. So let's get into that article and kind of see what it explains the current situation, or where the current situation kind of stands. So it says, previously, Cousins seemed to suggest he wouldn't consider a new deal in Minnesota until March of 2024, so after the season. Now, Dustin Baker relays how Kirk told reporters that he'd prefer to focus on football in the short term. He said, "I think we'll probably talk about the contract next March. Until then, we'll just focus on this season and the job to do right now." Now, maybe that comment was misunderstood, or maybe he has had a change of heart. Regardless, he didn't entirely shut down the idea of a Vikings extension, which was yesterday, seemingly breathing new life into the possibility of him sticking around. Now, when asked about possibly getting a new deal, Cousins was able to shift things over to his agent, Mike McCartney. He said, I tell Mike, you don't call me until you've got something that's worth talking about. You just call me when there's something that you need my feedback on. Until then, Mike, we've done this for 12 years. I'll trust you to handle it. So I just let Mike do his job, and my expectation is until he calls me, I'm just able to focus on football. And he shouldn't be calling me unless there's something of note. Okay, so that means if there's something that the Vikings offer that his agent, Mike McCartney, thinks that Kirk Cousins needs to kind of take a look at and give his opinion on, then that's when his agent will call him. Until then, Kirk is going to focus on football and this season at hand, which is good. I think that's very, very good for us because that means he's locked in. He's focused on just the football aspect, not just the money aspect. I mean, he's still getting paid quite a lot of money. Now, Cousins, was far from perfect last season. He threw 14 interceptions. Not terrible, but not great. But he did a lot of good things. The most prominent example is leading his team to the NFC North crown, largely due to his 8-game winning drives, an astounding number. I think it was the most in the National Football League last year. Even in the modern NFL, piling up more than 4,500 passing yards is notable. So Cousins certainly did a lot well last season. I think he did exceptionally well last year, leading us like 8-game winning drives, largest comeback in NFL history. That Bills game, I mean, it was a heart attack after heart attack after heart attack, but that's Minnesota Viking football, unfortunately, right? Now, for his part, adofo-mensah similarly offered a chance of keeping Cousins around for a little while. The GM noted how there have been great conversations with Cousins' representative. Once again, adofo-mensah made a point to stress that previous decisions were because both sides couldn't find a solution that worked right now. So they talked previously, but none of those, conversations really worked for either sides at this point in time. That doesn't mean they won't work in the future. Okay, right now we were kind of strapped for salary cap, at least for this season. Next year we're in like the top 10 for salary cap, so we have a lot of money coming up. So then those conversations might end up picking up, and we could see Kirk Cousins get extended. So adofo-mensah explained that we always knew that we were going to keep coming back to the table and conversing. The implication is that adofo-mensah is open to bringing him back if the two sides can find a mutually beneficial middle ground. Okay, so Kirk Cousins, I wouldn't rule out the possibility of getting extended here in Minnesota, whether that's a 3-year deal or a 2-year deal. I'm not 100% sure, but look, if the Vikings go on another NFC North championship run, going into the playoffs and stuff like that, Kirk Cousins has a pretty solid year. I don't see the reason behind letting him walk, and then we're kind of down in the dumps trying to find the next franchise quarterback. Maybe, drafting a guy like Drake May or something like that in this upcoming draft and not really knowing how he's going to pan out, or maybe working with these veterans that have been in the league that are better as backups and not solid as starters, and then we are struggling again. I don't see the point in doing that. So if Kirk Cousins is the best option that the Vikings see fit for the next couple years, then I say we got to roll with it. We have to extend him at that point just to give us at least a better chance to have more success in the future. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen, but they've had great conversations. Nothing is going to get done right away. It's probably going to take until the end of the season. We'll see kind of where we stand and where things stand offensively and as an organization, as the team stands. If we have a really bad year, Kirk Cousins probably going to be out of the team. Okay, that's just what's going to happen. But if he has a great year, we win the NFC North, we make a playoff run or whatever the case may be, I'd expect Kirk Cousins to get extended. Not sure the price, but it's going to be fully guaranteed like his past couple contracts. So will he get extended? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think. Also drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.